Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, to Monday Night Nitro, and we're kicking things off immediately with singles action as our World Heavyweight Champion, Bron Breakker, who told the world last week that he was going to win this match without getting touched. Whatever the fuck that means. Honestly, if you know, you are better than I am, because I don't have a fucking clue what that means. But we will see. Interesting possibility, interesting opportunity. We are still trying to figure out a brand new #1 contender for Bron Breakker going into Heatwave in a couple of weeks. With that being said, who will challenge? Looking to put a dent into the armor of Bron Breakker tonight, accepting the open challenge. A very, let's be honest, a man who almost had a shot at winning the championship at Armageddon inside that Hell in a Cell. You're looking at the real deal now, D'Lo Brown. And honestly, you cannot overlook D'Lo Brown. You cannot overlook the man. Does some cool things with his neck, has the lowdown, hits the frog splash. Can Bron Breakker even spear through that chest plate? That's actually a legitimate question. Like, I need to know. D'Lo Brown, a man who almost won that heavyweight championship again inside the Hell in a Cell. Can he pull it off tonight? I mean, Bron Breakker again guaranteeing that he would win tonight without being touched. And here we go. I guess with at least 75% health is what Bron Breakker needs to achieve. Whatever the fuck that means. Good job, game. Anyway, off the ropes. Ducks underneath. Leapfrog. And a beautiful spin kick by D'Lo Brown. And again, Bron Breakker in trouble already. And my fires off a big clothesline there into a standing handstand moonsault. I mean, our heavyweight champion, pedal to the metal, balls to the walls. He is indeed a freak athlete, is Bron Breakker. Pulls a big headbutt there. I mean, nobody wins with a headbutt, but still. And of course, when you want the gold, you want to be like Bron Breakker. With that gold, you got to get Blue Chew Gold, the sponsor of the champion. Wait, oh, don't. Sledge right to the spine. Holy shit. Breakker now. Starting to choke at the corner. Referee, you got to get a stop to this. This is not a no disqualification match, to my knowledge at least. But you see the intensity of the heavyweight champion. But D'Lo Brown starting to fight out of it with some elbows right to the jaw. Big clothesline by D'Lo. And the champion could be in trouble. D'Lo starting to put together some work, put together the heavy artillery. Wait a minute. Oh no, D'Lo to the top. Oh god! Frog splash cross body, but I don't think anybody was home. He just barely clipped him. Sends him into the ropes. D'Lo back in the ring. D'Lo starting to work over the champion. And I think the champion's been more than barely touched at this point. Good counter DDT by D'Lo. And you got to think D'Lo Brown gets a victory here tonight makes him instantly the #1 contender for the heavyweight championship. Only gets a 1. Oh, good clothesline there by Bron Breakker. But can he follow it up? D'Lo, Bron, a big scoop slam. That could be setting up. Wait a minute. Roll up. Surprise roll up by Breakker. 1, 2. Only gets a 1. Oh, just dives at him. Shoulder first. And again, Bron Breakker, no. Not against throwing his body to the wolves. Not what. Oh, another diving shoulder tackle. Bron Breakker just throwing his butt. Oh, no. Oh, good counter by D'Lo. D'Lo looking for belly to belly. Bron goes to the eyes. And a big spinebuster. Oh, no, the back of the head. The back of D'Lo's neck hit the bottom rope. And I don't know what is Bron Breakker setting up here. From the boots to D'Lo. Oh, drops the straps. I thought for a minute he was going to go for a weapon. Oh, God. Thought for a second we were saying, there's a spear by Breakker. Bron Breakker hitting the spear out of nowhere. Cover 1, 2. That's going to do it. No! D'Lo kicking out at the very last second. Unbelievable. D'Lo Brown. This match continues. D'Lo Brown coming off, getting a little head of steam. Takes a boot right to the head. And a huge clothesline by Breakker. Hell of an opening contest. Breakker driving D'Lo into the corner, into the ropes. Sets him up, dumps underneath. Tucks underneath again. Big clothesline. Oh my God. 180 miles an hour. Bron Breakker hits that clothesline. And here we'll go with a slap. And a straight right hand and another one. D'Lo with a slap. No, Bron Breakker with a right hand. Another right hand. And Breakker now really taking it to D'Lo. Overhead chop. Big European uppercut. And we're starting to see the best of the current heavyweight champ. Oh my pump-up spear! D'Lo is out. 2, 3. And wait, what the fuck? The referee! What the fuck is the referee doing? What is this? The referee? And wait, that's the master and the ruler of the world. That's Sid Justice power bomb. What the fuck is this referee doing? And now Sid Justice. What the fuck did we just witness? What the fuck just happened? Anyway, now we got Sid Justice. Oh, that might have been a low blow there by... In fact, indeed it was. We just got a replay of it. Low blow by the champion. But Sid Justice is here. And the referee is stationary. Wait a minute, Breakker. Beautiful Hurricane Rana. Frankensteiner snaps it off. I think Sid Justice dispossessed the ref's spear. And the referee's been broken out of his spell. The master and the ruler of the world just did that. He had the referee comatose. Man. I don't know what the hell we just saw. I don't know what kind of power Sid Justice has. But we just saw a referee attack our World Heavyweight Champion. And he's just letting this go. No security, no nothing. Bron Breakker and Sid Justice just going to war. Oh no. Sid Justice with a choke slam to Breakker. And Breakker comes up with a spear. My word. Somebody's got to put a stop to this. And Breakker with his own variation of the Steiner recliner. And it doesn't work because it was a Rex Steiner recliner. He's not like his uncle. And big boot by Justice. Now we got to get some security. This referee is clearly compromised. Oh my God, what is this? Sid Justice from the top. Oh God. Avalanche sidewalk slam. And Justice could be once again thinking the power bomb. No. Breakker catches the leg overhead, belly to belly. Overhead T-bone suplex. Could be thinking another spear. No, he just throws his shoulder into the shoulder of Justice. Meanwhile, back at the Hall of Justice. And Breakker now. Off the ropes. Ducks underneath. Ducks underneath. Big clothesline. 180 miles an hour. Bron Breakker. Starting to get the people behind him. Could be looking for another spear here. Indeed it is. But it's not. The referee is still letting this go. How is that not enough? Oh no, he captures the arm. Torture rack. This could do it. We're gonna get some semblance of security out here. We're gonna get some police out here. We're gonna get, I don't know what else we can get. EMTs, referees, training staff, somebody. Oh God, a knee. Breakker ran right into that knee. And Sid Justice, another choke slam. And Breakker with another clothesline. Oh my God. These two are just tearing into each other at this point. These two are just throwing hands at each other at this point. And oh no, Justice. Justice looking for another sit-out powerbomb. And this fight still continues on. Oh no, caught him. Pop up, choke slam by Justice. And finally we're getting security down here. I mean, Bron Breakker wins the match against D'Lo Brown, but pays the price. And I still don't know what the you gotta believe. I didn't think it was possible. But Sid Justice, using whatever powers as the master and the ruler of the world to completely brainwash our referee tonight. I mean, we gotta keep an eye on that referee. We gotta keep an eye on the health and the condition of that referee. Oh my God, what the hell just happened? Well, Monday Night Nitro continues on with our women's heavyweight, with our women's champion. And a woman who is always on top. It's Mommy. Rhea Bloody Ripley. And just as she does, she is going to walk into... That's a woman! Yes, what a woman. Rhea Ripley. Some people would have fallen in love with an emo girl. As I believe tonight she is going one-on-one with Kiana James. But Rhea Ripley, Mommy, however you want to refer to her as, a consistent and dominant force here on Monday Night Nitro. One of the baddest women in the division. Although we would like to expand the division, but that's me breaking the fourth wall here. Of course, it was at Money in the Bank where Rhea Ripley retained that women's championship against Victoria. And honestly, I thought at Armageddon we would run it back, have another match against Victoria, but much like Bron Breakker, you know, up until earlier tonight where we got our first official challenger, Rhea Ripley has yet to have a challenger. But that could all change here tonight if Kiana James can do the unthinkable. If Kiana James can do the unthinkable here tonight and send Rhea Ripley home with a loss. But it's a big ask for Kiana. But anything can happen on Monday Night Nitro. I mean, we just saw a referee get fucking possessed. I've never seen anything like that. Of course, once again, I have to remind the world that one, Big Don Andrews is currently out looking for, once again, on a talent excursion out in the New York area. But here we go. Rhea Ripley and Kiana James. Big old chop by Ripley. And, oh, Molly, oh no. We've seen, oh God, multiple headbutts. Oh God. I mean, Mommy has a mean streak. But we've seen Kiana James in the past. Fairly resilient talent. As she goes to the stomach, goes to the ribs. And a smart move here, going for the arms and the fingers. If Rhea Ripley cannot lock in that riptide, maybe Kiana has an advantage, but I mean, Rhea Ripley, one of the more powerful supers. A beautiful reversal by Kiana. Kicks her right in the small of the back. Goes for the cover here. Only gets a 1, but again, going for a cover that early absolutely wears down your opponent. And wait, oh no, roll up by Ripley, looks the leg, 1. Only gets a 1. And I don't know if that was a smart decision by Kiana, rolling to the outside. Honestly, I do not think that was a smart idea at all. Oh no. Oh God, sit out powerbomb on the floor. Absolutely disgusting by Rhea Ripley. And oh, just almost threw her into underneath the ring. Now Ripley from the top, frog splash to the floor. I mean, our camera crew got a terrible look at it. Oh, Rhea Ripley is all over Kiana James now. Kiana, beautiful counter, turns it into a clothesline. And Mommy powers out to the outside, but right back in. Caught Kiana napping. Good reversal, rolls out of that. Turns it into a back elbow. Standing switch. And oh, what an interesting variation of a backbreaker by Kiana. Now, Kiana scoops her up, Rhea Ripley. It's like elbows right to the jaw. Follows it up with a double axe right to the head. Rhea Ripley's got something in mind. The women's champion coming in. Drop kick to the back of the head. And now putting the boots to Kiana James. And Rhea, this could be all over. Oh, Kiana blocked it. Just a shot right to the throat. And the referee, same referee as the previous match. I don't even think he's 100%. Just letting it go. Beautiful shoulder. And this match has gone to the outside for the second time. And, oh, God. Face first into the apron, or into the very minimal padding out there. Face first goes, oh, no. I'm just stomping at her tits. You'll blow out an implant that way. Good Lord. Oh, Kiana James now starting to put the boots to Rhea Ripley. And oh, the back of the head. I mean, hell, a count out is as good as a win here. Beautiful neck breaker. Count of, I think a count of 8. Count of 9, and oh, Mommy just gets in just barely at the last second. Coming off the ropes, shoulder tackle, but can't take her down. Kiana, maybe a brainbuster, no, Rhea slipping out the back door. And now, possibly gonna show her the house tour. But an elbow by Kiana. Oh, wait, big clothesline by Ripley. I went for a headbutt. Kiana moving out of the way. Smart move there. Off the ropes. Ducks underneath. And a beautiful double arm. Double A Arn Anderson style spine buster. Are we coming off? Oh my. Variation of a face buster. What the fuck was that? 1, 2. No, Rhea Ripley gets the shoulder up at 2. I thought for a second that was it. I thought for just a second we were going to have a #1 contender. But Rhea, a headbutt. Oh, God. Cuts across the Lutz looking for a knee, couldn't get it. Big clothesline again by Rhea. And she's calling for it. Mommy is calling for Riptide. And there it is. And the sexy pin. And a cover. And a 1, 2, 3. Mommy remains on top. And as you look up and down this women's division here on Monday Night Nitro, the question everybody has on their mind, well, one of the questions anyway, is there anybody, top to bottom, right to left, left to right, is there anybody who can beat Mommy? And quite honestly, I don't think so. But we move on to people who also want shots at Bron Breakker. Another man who survived that 6-man Armageddon Hell in a Cell a handful of weeks ago. Sean X-Pac Waltman, as you can clearly see, was unsuccessful but earned his way into that match. former tag team specialist last season, Sean X-Pac Waltman, wants to solidify himself as a single star, wants to solidify himself as more than just a little bitch. But can he do so tonight? As he takes on a man who is a former and a long time reigning heavyweight champion. One of the toughest, one of the baddest, one of the meanest individuals, the Ring General, Gunther. And since losing the heavyweight championship to main event Jey Uso at Money in the Bank so many weeks ago, we have not seen a whole lot of Gunther. But so begins the climb, the return to the mountain for the former heavyweight champion. And obviously, not only does he want that championship back, he wants himself a shot at Bron Breakker. You gotta believe Gunther also, much like The Rock, much like so many people on this Monday Night Nitro roster, Gunther wants himself another shot at the Samoan Dynasty and at main event Jey Uso. But first, he's got to contend with Sean Waltman. The Lightning Kid, the 1-2-3 Kid, and Waltman starting off hot with a big clothesline. And a crossbody, that's how he beat Scott Hall. Doesn't go for the cover. Smart enough to know not to go for the cover there. But this is precisely what Sean Waltman needs to do. For a minute, anyway, it was. Waltman's got to rely on his speed. You got to rely on his quickness, because he has no shot against when it comes to outpowering the Ring General. He has no shot, at least in my opinion, in out-technical wrestling the Ring General. And I don't think he can win in a slugfest either, but here we go. These two beginning to trade bombs. Good block by Waltman. An overhead chop. And an elbow to the gut. Follows it up with a backhand. Now Waltman with the senton, starting to get the better of Gunther. Double underhook. What a counter. The Ring General always 2 steps ahead of his opponent at any time. Just throwing those Walter chops. But misses the giant whoopsie. Falls up with a back elbow there. Waltman with a chop. Gunther in trouble. No. Comes some elbows right to the jaw of Waltman. Okay. Decapitation clothesline by Gunther. Oh no. Send him up for it. The power bomb and the high stack. 1, 2, 3. Statement victory by the Ring General. Just like that. Just like that. Gunther making it known. Wants himself another shot at the heavyweight championship. But we are heading towards our main event for the evening. Here tonight on Monday Night Nitro. And we are starting things off with the Macho Man. Ooh, yeah. Macho Man Randy Savage in a bit of a different look for Savage. We're used to the neon. We're used to the pomp and circumstance. But this is a whole nother look of madness. The Macho Man coming out, making himself making a statement here. And I don't know if it's just me, but he looks significantly bigger. Like, just absolutely more jacked since what we saw Macho Man look like last year. It could be my own imagination, but the man looks like he's on the juice. He looks like he's on the gas. That is solely my opinion. I am not saying that the Macho Man is clearly on the gas. But the Macho Man set to go one-on-one with one half or possibly 1/3. We're still waiting to find out if the Don Andrews family, if Big Don Andrews himself has come up and found himself a third member of the family. But Randy Savage set to go one-on-one with, if not the most, arguably the second most intense individual of the Don Andrews family and one half of the tag team champions, Kurt or Perk, whichever way you want to refer to him as, Kurt Angle. And of course, Kurt Angle, one half of the tag team champions with Ken Shamrock, collectively known as the Ankle Breakers. And quite frankly, a team that scares the living shit out of me. You want to talk about intensity? That is Kurt Angle to a T. And of course, it was last week. Kurt Angle had himself a hell of a contest with the Ultimate Warrior. But then it was after the match, completely unprovoked, completely uncalled for, Kurt Angle goes and decides to attack the Warrior after the match was over, after the bell was rung. A completely uncalled for attack. Unfortunately, Big Don, wait a minute. Oh no, the referee gets leveled by the Macho Man. And we got no referee here. And you know, honestly, I don't think Randy Savage, I don't think he gives a shit. Coming in with a flying elbow. Referee, rough night for the referee. Maybe that snaps him out of the mind control from earlier tonight. Who knows? Oh, nice monkey flip by Kurt Angle. And oh, beautiful moonsault. This match is starting out in fast forward mode. And our referee's back up. Kurt Angle maybe thinking Olympic slam early. Maybe thinking Angle slam early. Instead, sends the Macho Man into the referee. Savage follows it up with a beautiful neck breaker. And a cover. Referee, 1, 2. Only gets a 2. And Savage now, one of the more intense superstars, possibly able to match the intensity of a Kurt Angle. Big vicious knee to the side of the head. And wait, Savage, thought we were going to see a fucking tope from Savage into the barricade. Oh God. I mean, our last correspondence from Big Don Andrews was just a brief note, a brief media release saying everything is going to plan. Oh my God! Belly to belly on the floor by Kurt Angle. It was a brief press release just saying that everything is going to plan. Whatever the hell that means. And I don't know if Big Don Andrews knows anything that I do. Oh God, next snap by the Savage. Hurt falls up, big clothesline by Angle. Springboard moonsault right to the lower back. And we know Savage over the years has had some back problems. And you know what? Kurt Angle knows that as well. Big uppercut. And now Savage with the jabs and the body shot. Goes for a kick to the gut. Leg trip by Angle. Steps into an STF. And a good counter by Savage to get himself out of it. Ducks underneath the clothesline. Savage captures one of his own. And now it's Savage with a flurry of shots. Kurt Angle sticking out the back door. Eats another body shot by Savage. And another one. Double leg takedown, and Savage. Just some straight punches to the head. And the referee tonight, I mean, he has had so much damage done to him. The man has been concussed. The man has been possessed. And Kurt Angle, another moonsault to Savage. Kurt Angle loving that moonsault. Wait a minute. Referee can't, the feet ref. But Savage kicks out. Referee never saw it. Angle with a bit of a cheap shot there. Savage went for the running elbow, and Kurt Angle saw it the whole way. Wait a minute, Angle slammed to Savage, and a cover. 1, 2, no! Randy Savage kicking out at 2. You got to do a whole lot more than that to the Macho Man, and oh no. Now it's time to get serious. Angle has dropped the straps. It is time to get serious. Back elbow. Big clothesline. If you want to match this level of intensity, you got to get some Nugenics. Or some Ghost Energy. Which actually we are trying to get sponsored by. That's our first ever real ad. Big back body drop by Savage. Ooh, yeah. And Kurt Angle. Elbows to the ribs. Tucks underneath. Sweeps the leg. Ankle lock. And Savage is in trouble. Kurt doesn't have him in a perfect position. Savage able to get out the back door. Find a way to escape. Kurt Angle. Double arm suplex. Beautifully done by Kurt. Limit. From the second rope, nobody home. Eats a drop kick right to the face. And I know members of the Don Andrews family call him Sexy Kurt. But Savage got some intensity flowing. Went for the double axe, but Kurt saw him coming. Big shot to the ribs. Savage with an elbow. Atomic drop. And Macho Man, oh no. Could be looking for the big elbow. Could be looking to put it away here. Nails the elbow. And that's going to do it. That's it. It's over. 1, 2, no! Kurt Angle gets the shoulder up at the very, very last moment. Savage coming off the ropes. Double axe sledge right to the top of the head. Macho Man misses with the knee. What an athletic contest we got. Savage back elbow missed. Or either that or just Angle helped it. Just dragged him down with a sleeper slam. Falls up with a knee right to the jaw, right to the chest of Kurt Angle. And Kurt now unloading heavy artillery and a shoulder tackle. And this is where Kurt is at his most dangerous. Good move there by Savage. Savage now. Dragging Kurt into the corner. Kurt fires back with an elbow. Savage fires back with an elbow of his own. Reversal by Angle. Off the ropes because Savage ducks underneath. Big kitchen sink right to the ribs. And a cover by Kurt. 1, 2, and he got him. That knee right to the ribs might have hit a very sensitive area, as that put Savage away. But this was chaotic from the start. The referee getting clobbered, but able to find some mental capacity. As we take a look at some of the replays here from our main event, Kurt Angle picking up a victory over the Macho Man Randy Savage. As we try to figure out what that could mean, I believe, for the World Tag Team Champions, as Kurt Angle in back-to-back weeks has taken out the Warrior and has beaten Randy Savage. What is next for Kurt Angle? Join us next week, Monday Night Nitro, but stay tuned for Thunder. Welcome to Wilkes-Barre, Pennsylvania, and welcome to Thunder. And we are going to get things kicked off. Huge night of action here tonight. The World Heavyweight Champion Ivar is in action, but is he officially a member of the Don Andrews family? Unfortunately, not here tonight to explain himself is Don Andrews. Once again, out on an assignment to scout more talent. But starting things off, a woman who is on a mission. Jade Cargill, who ever since stepping foot into a ring here in the Universe Mode, has had her sights set. Unfortunately, was not able to be victorious in the ladder match, but has her sights set on the women's heavyweight champ, on the women's champion here in B-Fab. Of course, B-Fab winning that title as a part of that Money in the Bank ladder match. Jade Cargill, of course, winning the #1 contendership against JC Jane at Armageddon in a brutal I Quit match. But Cargill now has B-Fab in her sights. But you want to talk about women who have the World Heavyweight Champ, or the Women's Championship, in their mind. It's the reason I dress like Dirty Dom sometimes. It is Trouble. That's her. Liv Morgan. Cherry lips and bad energy. But tonight, could Liv Morgan create himself a bit of an upset? And you got to think, if she's able to upset Jade Cargill, that puts her very much in line, in top contention for the Women's Championship. Liv Morgan has been impressive here on Thunder. But this is going to be a tough test. Liv's got to use her speed, got to use her wrestling smarts against a powerhouse, the likes of Jade Cargill. As we ring the bell, these two sizing each other up, and a little bit of bad mouthing going on. And Liv, wait a minute, ducks underneath, coming off the ropes, and a drop kick right off the bat by Morgan. Like I said, Liv Morgan will have to use her speed and her intelligence. But Jade Cargill, equally athletic, equally agile. And Jade, big Russian leg sweep and raining down some heavy artillery onto the face of Morgan. Wait, Liv. Some good lucha shit. In fact, I'd say that was some very impressive lucha shit. As these two women locking up in the center of the ring. Jade overpowers and almost, I don't know if she got any of that super kick. Liv was able to get out of the way there. And referee trying to get a clean break here. And, oh God, Jade Cargill went right to the throat. A little bit of a cheap shot by the #1 contender. A little bit of sloppiness there. Liv sets her up, ducks underneath. Leapfrog, and beautiful hip toss. A very basic maneuver, but a spectacular hip toss by Liv Morgan. Liv now. Jade ducks underneath and a big old forearm right to the jaw. Sends her into the corner. Jade now. Big clothesline out of the corner. And right into a cover. Referee not in good position. And because of that, does not get a 1. And you got to believe, I believe the referee not in good position at all. But hey, it could be worse. It could be like that referee from Nitro. Good counter there by Liv. Another counter by Jade. Kicked her right in the leg. Liv now with a forearm right to the head. Liv could be thinking a suplex here. Possibly a brain buster. No, Jade Cargill slips out the back door. And sometimes you hate when it slips out the back door. Liv now trying to set up Jade Cargill for something. But instead, oh God. Jade just threw her neck first into the top turnbuckle, top rope. Jade coming off, maybe looking for a ram jam. Instead, just threw herself and Liv Morgan a shoulder tackle from damn near halfway across the ring. And oh, code breaker by Liv out of nowhere. Liv could be thinking Oblivion here. I think that's exactly what Liv is looking for. Coming off the ropes, Liv! Oblivion! It's over! Cover! 1, 2, no! Jade Cargill just gets the shoulder up at 2, and Liv is absolutely beside herself. Liv Morgan, that could have been the best shot that she had. But it was not enough. Liv now. Holds on, looking for the Dirty Doms. Dominic Mysterio's the Dirty Doms. Nails them. Sometimes you want to nail your Dirty Doms, and if your Dom is dirty, don't be a brat. Drink your fucking water. Liv now, throwing some elbows. Beautiful Tiara snaps off a Hurricane Rana. Jade Cargill pumping right up. Liv dances the ropes. Little misdirection. Drop kick right to the face of Cargill. Wait a minute. Liv coming off. Enziguri. Was looking for the senton. Nobody home. Standing Oblivion. Liv just hit on Oblivion from nowhere. Cover 1, 2. No, Jade Cargill gets the shoulder up again. What does Liv have to do to take down the #1 contender? Into the corner now. Back elbow by Jade. Oh no. Jade's got her up. And, oh, beautiful counter. Liv Morgan turned it into a Hurricane Rana. That was impressive. An impressive maneuver by Liv. Jade now. It's beautiful. Hits the spine buster. And that could be the setup for Jaded. Instead, no, it's going to be the setup. Counter. Morgan. Cover. 1, 2, and she got her! And Jade can't believe it. And yeah, Jade having a little bit of words for the referee. Wait a minute, what is this? The hell? The B-Fab! B-Fab is here! And B-Fab chokeslam by B-Fab! What the shit? What the literal fuck just happened? B-Fab just came out of nowhere, hit a choke slam on Jade Cargill. Anyway, we continue on here at Monday night, or not Monday night, we're continuing on for Thunder. Here comes the World Heavyweight Champion, the Big Viking, and one of the meatiest men in the roster, Ivar. And of course, Ivar winning the championship over Mankind and all of his socks at WrestleMania. Ivar, of course, the reigning champion, but we've seen who possibly is on the horizon for Ivar, and it is not an easy task in the slightest, as Ivar will have to possibly have himself a date with Vader. But that is all speculation and possibly things that are coming up real soon. Ivar has himself a hell of a tough task tonight as he takes on the Mad Russian himself, Ilja Dragunov. And you want to talk about insane individuals. One of the toughest, one of the baddest, one of the absolute most insane superstars that we have in the Universe Mode. You're talking about the Mad King. You're talking about the Mad Russian himself, in Ilja Dragunov. And for Dragunov, I gotta double check. This might be a Universe Mode debut for Dragunov. And what a way to debut, with an opportunity to knock off the world champion. But this is gonna be no easy task. But if he can hit one of those big old H-bombs, this one could be over in a hurry. And he already looks like somebody broke his nose. I don't know, maybe that's just me, but it absolutely looks like somebody just broke that dude's nose. Look at the shape, look at the condition that Dragunov is in. And here we go. Dragunov not wasting any time. Big, oh my God! Sent the champion for a tumble. Big clothesline by Dragunov, and I know it's early in the match, but Dragunov driving that knee brace right to the head. And the champion, in the early going at least, is in trouble. Wait, springboard back elbow. Impressive agility for a man who is over 300 fucking pounds. That's alright though, he'll always be handsome to me. Big clothesline by Dragunov. Falls up with the sledge. You know, last week we saw in a match that featured or I shouldn't say last week, it was at Armageddon matchup between Solo Sikoa and Mankind. We saw AJ Styles and the Dawn Andrews family arrive. And one's got to wonder if the Dawn Andrews family is having their... Oh, God! Dragunov's head might have hit the apron. And there's the big old leg lariat. That big meaty tomahawk of a leg. Colliding with Dragunov. On a count of 7 into the post. Dragunov has got to get himself back in the ring. Ivar's got to get himself back in the ring. Dragunov by a count out. That's unfortunate. Awful. Awful. I was looking forward to this match. But just like that, it is over via a count out. And you almost gotta wonder if that's preservation, if that's the Don Andrews way, surviving yourself. But that might only give Ilja Dragunov an opportunity going down the road at the world champion. And speaking of champions, 3 champions in action tonight, all 3 champions of our singles champions. But the United States Championship division, on paper, as tough as it gets. As here comes, and we got a big old raid coming in, thank you. But here comes Razor Ramon, the bad guy. And the bad guy dripping in gold, and he wants a whole lot more. As he wants that United States Championship. Of course, Armageddon a handful of weeks ago. The biggest upset of the Universe Mode through 3 different seasons. Through 3 different seasons. We have not seen an upset like we did. And Solo Sikoa from behind. And we know Solo attacked Tank Ledger after their match last week. And the referee getting Sikoa out of here. We know Tank Ledger can take a beating. But I guess Tank Ledger, we're going to war. Here we go. And Ledger going with the heavy artillery, going right to the ass. And that was how Tank Ledger beat Stone Cold Steve Austin at Armageddon. We make a quick roll up. Gotta take a whole lot more than that. You gotta wonder what Tank Ledger has literally in the tank. After 2 weeks of attacks by Sikoa, only gets a 1 against a man dripping with machismo and Razor Ramon. It's not looking good for the current United States champion, but he's starting to turn it around. Ledger maybe looking for a springboard. I was about to say, at Armageddon, a war was had between Tank Ledger and Stone Cold Steve Austin. There was fire, there was thumbtacks. And you can watch it on the YouTube channel if you so choose. It's a brutal, chaotic matchup. But that man right there, Tank Ledger, was the victorious cover roll-up. Again, only gets a 1. Oh, what a right hand by the bad guy. The bad guy, Razor Ramon, to the high rent district from the tippity top. Tank Ledger catches him into a backbreaker. Beautifully done by the Tank. And Ledger just throws him to the side. I mean, you got to be very impressed with the resiliency. He might be the most resilient man in the Universe Mode. But the bad guy might just be too much. No. Kick out at 1. Ledger And I don't think he's going to get much reprieve on the outside. Oh, no. Ramon. Oh, fall away slam. Almost threw him into the barricade. Good God. Now cover here. 1, 2, and no, again, Tank Ledger kicks out. You can't keep a good tank down. And oh no! Tank Ledger going to the ass. It's his best weapon. Setting up for that bubble bomb, that booty blaster. Ledger now. Going to the ribs. Setting up Scott Hall. Big clothesline. Follows it up with a headbutt. Ledger, the comeback kid begins. Can he pull it off after that vicious assault from Solo Sikoa? No, nobody home for that diving elbow. She just shoved him into the turnbuckle. And Ramon went for a knee, and that could really destroy your Achilles. It's very uncharacteristic mistake by Razor Ramon there. Ledger beats him to the punch. And again. Ledger now off the rope. Big old clothesline. Turns into a bulldog, and I think he just broke the nose of Scott Hall. 2. And Ramon gets the shoulder up. Gonna have to check on Razor. Ledger now. Big old power slam. And that could be the prelude. Sets him up. The booty blaster. And the cover. 1, 2. No. Scott Hall can take it. But Tank Ledger, we've called him the most resilient man in the universe. You're seeing why here tonight. The reigning United States champion, shoulder tackle. Just a stage dive elbow drop. Nothing fancy, nothing pretty about that. Ledger setting him up for something. Ducks underneath. Another atomic drop. He's got Razor wibbling and wobbling, but Razor goes right to the face. Smart move there, but a back elbow. But Ledger's relentless. Another back elbow by Razor. And Ledger now setting up for something here, coming off the ropes. Just a cross body across the throat. Ledger is fired up. Could he pull it out here tonight? Goes to the knees. Just taking away the base of Razor Ramon. And you got to think eventually Tank Ledger will get even with Solo Sikoa. Was maybe looking for that Moody Blaster again. And, oh, beautiful side slam by Razor. And he could be setting up for the edge. Oh, here he comes. Razor's edge. He's got him all the way up and up. Oh, God. I think Tank just hit all the ropes on the way down. And no. Unbelievable. Unreal. Unfreaking real. Ledger gets the shoulder up again. You can't keep the Tank down. He will not be denied. Big old forearm there by Tank Ledger. Wait a minute. Roll up by Razor. Cover 1, 2. And he got him with the roll up. The surprise roll up. And Razor Ramon victorious here tonight. But you gotta give an assist an assist to Solo Sikoa, who before this match even started, attacked the Tank. And you gotta believe at some point, one-on-one for that United States Championship, we are gonna see Tank Ledger take on Solo Sikoa. Although maybe with a victory tonight, Razor Ramon gets added to the mix. The bad guy is a little bloody, but the bad guy is victorious tonight. And we got one match left on deck. It is time for your Thunder main event of the evening. And it is a dandy. You want to talk about champions. You talk about this man right here, Randall Keith Orton. And again, to my understanding, this is a debut. Unless I'm wrong, I'm pretty sure it's a debut for Randy Orton. A man who also wants to get himself into that United States Championship picture. And what a poetic matchup we have. Your main event, the Viper takes on the Rattlesnake. As it's Randy Orton against Stone Cold Steve Austin. And for Orton, it's about getting himself out there, getting his way to becoming once again the #1 contender. And for Stone Cold Steve Austin, the focus has got to be on getting back to beating Tank Ledger. Or hell, possibly Stone Cold Steve Austin might be thinking, the hell with the United States Champion. I was the longest reigning United States Champion. Might be time to focus on some more and some different gold. That remains to be seen. My God, Orton has maybe the longest freaking entrance. Maybe not. Maybe it's not the longest entrance. I think that's still Undertaker. We appreciate you if you are watching when this airs on tape delay on YouTube, or if you are watching live on Twitch every Friday night for the Randomized Universe Mode. We are on the way to Heatwave. Your main event. As he hits everyone's favorite, the Orton pose. Everyone loves the Orton pose. But you gotta wonder, with so much talent in that United States Championship picture. I mean, names that we have seen like the likes of the British Bulldog. We've seen Randy Orton. We've seen so much talent in this division tonight. Can a plucky underdog like Tank Ledger continue to keep that title? And how much longer can he keep that title? And more importantly, can he keep this man away from being once again at the top of the mountain? Stone Cold Steve Austin, the man who single-handedly, at the end of last season, not only put Ricky the Dragon Steamboat in that ambulance, but essentially ended the Universe Mode career of the Dragon Ricky Steamboat until, fourth wall break, and they bring him back in, I don't know, WWE 2K28 or something. course, the Rattlesnake, last season's, I think he was United States champion from the summer of last year all the way to Armageddon. Like almost a full year as the United States champion. But we've had some dream matches in the Universe mode. This is as much of a dream match as it gets. Oh, Austin might have been thinking pile driver off the bat. End this one early. Of course, one's got to wonder what condition Austin is still in. Of course, it was at Armageddon, that matchup against Tank Ledger. One of the most insane things we've ever seen. Thumbtacks, a flaming table, a ladder bridge, just all sorts of chaos and calamity between those two. It wasn't put through a flaming table, but Austin went face first into the fire. Gotta wonder about the vision of Stone Cold Steve Austin. Does he have the vision left? As Austin ducks underneath, kicks to the quad, kicks to the hamstring. And Orton, beautiful backbreaker. Vintage, as Michael Cole would say. Vintage! Randy Orton. Follows it up with a knee right to the head, but Austin, wait a minute, we're all up. Doesn't even get a one there. Big clothesline by Orton. A second one. Ducks underneath. Orton, power slam. Picture perfect. Nobody does that power slam better than Randall Keith Orton. And Orton going for the hits early. That draping DDT, and he got it. Randall Keith Orton, draping DDT. Picture effing perfect, but the elbow drop was not. As Stone Cold sends him a kitchen sink right to the ribs. And a cover. Austin staring daggers at the referee as he makes that cover. What a way to end this night of action. Austin and Orton. Orton to his feet. Austin drives him into the ropes. And, oh, the stun gun! The old school finisher of Stone Cold going way back in time. Wait, Austin. Oh, diving knee right to the jaw. Got a good counter by Orton. Randy Orton, some people refer to him as Randy Bo Bandy. Off the ropes. Was maybe looking for another power slam, and Austin firing back with some right hands. Oh no, Austin maybe then again. Looking for another pile driver, nothing doing. Orton now. Austin does press. And again, raining down the right hands. That's how we beat Mark Coffey so many months ago. Gets a 2. Gets a frickin' 2 out of that. Oh, but Austin could be thinking, putting this away early. Orton with the counter. Also was thinking stunner early. Orton. And wait, stunner! Out of nowhere, Austin hit the stunner. And that's going to do it. This one's early, over early. Cover by Austin, 1, 2. Orton kicks out at 2. And Austin, no hesitation. Austin has everything turned up to 11. No hesitation. Goes right for a power bomb. Falls up with just an axe handle sledgehammer shot to the head. And Orton now putting some elbows to the ribs. And Orton, RKO out of nowhere. And oh no. Orton could be thinking another one maybe. I thought for a second we were going to see a second one. Instead, Austin hits a clothesline. As these two set it to brawl to the outside. And unfortunately, last time two superstars brawled to the outside, we got a fucking count out in the matchup against Ivar and Dragunov. Ruined my night. Because honestly, I really wanted to see a conclusion to that one. Anyway, Austin into the turnbuckle post. Got to keep in mind the referee looking like she's at a count of 7. Austin, I don't think Austin gives a shit. Just bouncing Randy Orton's head off of the very little padding we have on the outside. Lord knows nobody wants to see a draw. Got very close, but Austin getting Orton back into the ring. Thank God for that. Nobody wants to see a count out. Nobody wants to see draws and count outs. Orton to the ribs. Is trying to collect his thoughts. Whatever Orton was going for, rope break. Referee on the top of her game here tonight. Got a cover. Only gets a 1. Got to do a lot more than that. Austin surviving that RKO early. Into the referee. RKO out of nowhere. Using the referee as a distraction. Orton could pick up a win here too. And he got it. An assist from the referee. An unwilling assist. But Orton with the RKO out of absolutely nowhere. And in the first time in his Universe Mode career, Stone Cold Steve Austin essentially on a losing streak. But we got so much more Heatwave in a couple of weeks. I thank y'all for tuning in for the Randomized Universe Mode, whether it be live on Twitch or whether it be here on YouTube. Either way, thank you for watching, and we will see you next week.